Hello buddy, welcome back to another episode of Just I'm playing Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Dexterity build. Off camera I grinded to upgrade all of the weapons that I could currently obtain to plus 10. So just about every single one of these weapons is now fully upgraded. And yeah, all the weapons that all the weapons that aren't upgraded are the weapons that I just haven't gotten quite yet, which are all DLC weapons. So, we're almost to the end of this giant list of weapons that I've collected and fully upgraded. There we go. It went a lot smoother, like a lot more smoothly in this playthrough than in the strength playthrough. There we go. But it's also because I knew what I needed to do. I'm gonna go and just explain this once, just to get it over with. As you can see, this place has been elevated to New Game 23. So, the way that I usually do this is all of the Titanite lizards in this particular area, they all drop all kinds of twinkling Titanites and just all kinds of Titanite in general. And the other thing I did this time, that is just a lot different from all the other times I played, I was also trying to kill all of the dragons while going through this area. Of course, at a certain point it becomes very difficult because you'll probably be one-shot, or close to in any case. I did manage to beat most of the dragons. I think the final dragon in this area also gives you, it gives you a petrified something, a twinkling titanite, and petrified dragon bone. Aside from that, the only thing that you need to remember is to unequip all of the gear that can break, because there are husks running around over here that can blow up and destroy your gear. But if you don't have any gear equipped, like the normal armor and rings, only get affected by those explosion things. So as long as you don't have any of those equipped, you shouldn't die, basically, except if you get either invaded by Forlorn at one point in this area, or if you get attacked by the dragons. Aside from that, the easiest way for me personally to kill these little buggers is by using the Great Club, or just a Great Hammer of any kind. You do need to have enough damage at a certain point. I think you need to be able to do 1000 damage with the strong attack of this weapon. I'll go and show this off, because the strong attack does this. And you might be thinking, like, hey, why don't you use something like, for instance, the Morokumo, which you could also do a slamming attack like this. Reason being is because Titanite lizards are also weak against striking damage. So the clubs are gonna do more damage, or just any hammer weapon really. But the club and like the large club and just any other great hammer really, as long as it can do this move, it should suffice. And then also, you know, upgrading it to plus 10 seems like a pretty decent idea. You do need 28 strength to be able to wield this weapon, so keep that in mind. The thing is, you could always respec yourself at this point of the game, I think. Let me go and see how many of those I have. I have 4 soul vessels, so if you really need to, you can just respec yourself into a strength build to grind all these materials and then go back to your old build once you're done. And that's basically all I did. If you're wondering how this can continuously happen with just one bonfire static, basically, is because one of the first corpses, if you just follow the route over this way, one of the first corpses will give you a bonfire static in this place, which will make it so that you can basically infinitely farm Twinkling Titanite and Petrified Dragon Bones. And then all the other Titanite you can just buy once you've defeated Nashandra. And that, my friends, is all the explanation that I needed to do. Let us begin with the DLC. I will be beginning with the Sunken King DLC, then we're going to do the Iron King DLC, and then the Ivory King DLC. Reason why I'm doing them in this particular order, it's just because it's the release order, basically. Or at least I think it is the release order of the original DLCs. Okay, we go and just roll through that. I do have the keys to all the DLCs, right? I think I should, right? Yeah. The Dragon Talon and the Heavy Iron Key and Frozen Flower. If you followed through this entire playthrough, you will know how to obtain these things. I don't think I'm going to explain it anymore because it's not always as straightforward, I think. Yeah, well. You can also always look it up, really. There's more than enough wikis and videos about everything in any Dark Souls game, really, so you should be fine, I think. For anybody who's been wondering what these things do over here, if you do not own the DLC, you can still enter this place and you can put down your summon sign over here, and it will appear in a special co-op place in the DLC. Those are usually the most annoying and most difficult areas because they are built around being able to do co-op, and I'm gonna be going through them solo. Because why in the hell not? I'll do some more explaining once we get there, even though there's not much to explain really. I'll just show you how horrendous those areas are, because they are pretty freaking bad. Also, in this DLC, I think I need to collect a grand total of 3 weapons. Most of the weapons that I still need are found in the Ivory DLC, which is the final one we'll be doing, so. But the chances are pretty dang high that we'll go into New Game Plus 2 to get another weapon that I either have to go into New Game Plus 2 for, or, you know, get the first rank in the Brotherhood of Blood, which I will try before I go into New Game. We'll just see how it goes. There's a lot of stuff still to be done. So let us begin. Let me go and begin by maybe showing off one of the weapons. We have this thing over here. I really like this thing. The Royal Dirk. It fights like a curved sword in a certain way. Or a straight sword, I think. There's a certain straight sword type. Now when you two-hand the weapon, it turns into a dagger weapon. And it has a lot of... Actually, for a dagger, it has the most amount of reach, I think. And it also has a pretty nice 140 crit. Let's see how good it can be against these enemies. It's pretty dang decent. It is, of course, still a dagger, so durability is not really going to be amazing. But, oh well. You win some, you lose some. Also, this DLC is filled to the brim with poison. So it'd probably be a pretty good idea to have some anti-poison stuff. I do have some of these boys over here, so that should be fine. Okay, we have some more boys over there. You might have seen me do it before, but you have these switches over here. They can hit and they will make platforms rise or do other things throughout most of this DLC. Alright. Hello, Clapman. I'm going to end my weapon. And these guys are also pretty dang poise heavy, so I don't think I'll be able to stun him, especially not with a freaking dagger. There we go. Let's see, because I think I need to take this thing downwards. I'm also mainly going to be caring about just getting the things that I need, like the weapons, and that's it. And the rest I'm not going to go ridiculously out of my way to get items that I will not need. I did that in the first playthrough, but I won't do that again because I don't know. I don't want to deal with it. Really. Is there a way that I can return if I jump onto that thing? I kind of keep forgetting how this particular part works. I think I should be able to jump down there and then shoot something which is gonna help me. Be wary of enemy. So you get a longbow plus 7 over here. It's basically the game telling you like, hey, maybe you should use a bow to hit these freaking switches. I've also, if you might or might not have noticed, I'm also now wearing... Oh, it does an attack like this. Oof, I don't like that. Alright. I'm also wearing the Throne Watcher armor set, which or like at least the chest armor of it. I do quite like that armor set, so... Have I shown off Mythos Bent Blade? The thing is, it's just another dagger, basically. How much crit damage does it do? It does 150, though. Which is quite a nice little thing. Oh yeah, this way. Let's see, because I think I'm going to go back there first, but I need to hit another switch somewhere. And, you know, not fall down the freaking hole. Are there? Oh yeah. There are indeed bugs. I think if you roll through these pods, you're probably going to get hit with some pretty nasty corrosive shenanigans. So if you could, I would definitely try to avoid it. Because that's going to ruin your gear. I don't think I need to be here, though. There's not much for me over here. Let us go this way, though. There's a dude shooting me right now. And there's another dude with his big old club. Alright. There's also this guy. Mythos Bent Blades is pretty dang good for... Just like any dagger, really. It's pretty dang good for critical hits. But it also inflicts poison, which is going to be useless against these enemies, but... It might be something interesting later on, since poison is pretty dang powerful in this game. But for the moment, I think I'll go and switch over to the Drank Sword, which is just your box standard greatsword, really. It's not too much special about it, but it is one of the better greatswords in this game when it comes to just pure damage output. Not counting the scaling, because I think it doesn't have amazing scaling. Right? Actually, no, it does have some pretty freaking good scaling, okay. I was wrong about that. Oh, hello. That's the one thing about being a dexterity build. You will not be able to do that much poise damage. Well, it depends on which weapon you use, really. Most of the time, you're probably not going to have amazing poise damage. It'd be like the beginning strong attack of the greatswords in this game. Yep, some more bugs over here. An Elizabeth mushroom. I also got a sizable amount of those. Is that really all that you can find over here? Maybe I should just ignore this area then. The next time. Right, then we have these buggers over here. You can damage them by hitting them in the face. But it's not easy to do. A lot of the times. One of the most reliable methods to kill this enemy is just to shoot it. Because that way you can aim straight for their face. Which is the only part that takes damage, of course. Together with their belly, but there's only a couple of weapons that can help you with hitting the underside of that enemy. Wow. Not stunned whatsoever. What a badass. Now you could continue going this way and that will just lead you to the next area. But then you will miss out on a bonfire, which could be kind of shitty. So. This place is also filled with archers. I think I'm gonna... Alright, you're also here. I think I want to go and take care of them first. And then I'll go and hit all them switches. Ouch. Wow. I'm quite surprised that I did not get hit right there. Me on 2-end my weapon. Huh. Okay, that works. So I can do a normal attack and then a strong attack to kill him. Or maybe just 2 strong attacks, really. There we go. Okay. Now I need to go and find all of them switches. Okay, I think there's still one more, right? I seem to remember there being another switch. I'm also going to get more upgrade materials by going through the DLC. Like any of the DLCs. Which is going to be useful, really. I was at first thinking, like, maybe I should go through the DLCs and then upgrade everything. But then I kind of can't use the weapons, and I don't like that. And thus I decided to grind before going into the DLC. That way I can use some different weapons. And I will still get upgrade materials right now, and I will still need them for more weapons that I will get in the DLC, so... In the end, everything is going according to plan. This playthrough has been going by a lot more smoothly than the strength playthrough ever did. But yeah, makes a buttload of sense to me, really. I've also leveled up a little bit. By the way, I think I put most of my points into vigor and then adaptability a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring my vigor to level 50. And then maybe put some more adaptability, I don't know. Or maybe some dexterity, that way I can get some more damage, but it's not much anymore. The bonuses I get from dex level ups are not gonna be that high. I think you're gonna go and attack me if I don't kill you. As I miss. Wow, Jesus. The delayed attack. My favorite. Okay, And then we can, I think we need to go and drop down over here. Yep. There we go. And there's this guy. Of course, you live on like a 1 HP. And then he gets his freaking Estus out. Alright. I don't care. Goodbye. It's also quite interesting that like some of the weapons around here, if you use them, for instance the weapons that these guys are using, the Sunken mace I think it's called, if you use that weapon yourself you'll get poisoned when you use it, which is quite interesting. Right, these guys are gonna get blasted. Thank you for killing those, and goodbye. This only happens once, so if you die after this point, you will not be able to deal with... Like, you'll have to deal with these two enemies over here, and they can be quite annoying. Because they're both shield-using people on a very tight bridge. As we enter the Dragon Sanctum. This is your lovely tutorial on how these magical switches work. So, we have some enemies around here that can only be damaged by magical weapons. At least at first. But as you can quite clearly see, if you kill their statues, then they become susceptible to normal damage. I think I'm just gonna go and get the attention of this guy, instead of running in there and dealing with two of them. In this first room, it's a little, it's really fine in the first room, but there's gonna be a place coming up where I'm gonna have to dash through the entire area and destroy all of the freaking statues, because otherwise I'm gonna have a bad time. Yeah, just not getting stunned. Once again, you can kill them if you have some form of elemental damage on your weapon, but you won't be able to lock onto them, and you also won't be able to stun them, I think, or backstab them. 50 destructive great arrows, nice. Can be useful for when I maybe use my great bow. Great bows are a little bit clunky to use in my opinion. I really like using them though, they're really cool, but they're also very difficult to wield. You have to have like a good vantage point to be able to shoot. It also weighs a lot. And if there's one thing that this character doesn't have, it's freaking vitality. Of course, if I de-equip this armor set, she can still wear a sizable amount of stuff. Okay. So, I was about to say, like, oh wow, there's another one over here. Okay, this is gonna be something. Ouch. As you can see, these guys have a green aura around them, and they're just emitting poison, which is quite an annoying little thing. Video, are you kidding me? Hate it when enemies start, when their AI starts to screw up. It's very annoying. I pressed the roll button, but I guess the game didn't register it, or maybe I'm in the wrong position or something. Yeah, I think I was too close to my desk and I bumped my thumb against my desk instead of pressing the button. I think this is a trap. Yes. It's a trap! Let me go and equip my shield, because I think... No, it's a poison trap. Which DLC do you think you're playing? Right, it's the right word. Of course it was going to be poison. You're poison. Wow, just a one-shot. They probably want to back off when they die, because they might do that and emit some poison shit. Hello. I'm going to backstab you. And take a lot of poison. Yeah, this guy over there with his freaking bow and arrow. I think I'm just going to ignore you. And again. Okay, I was just like, which... Wait, I don't remember this place. Okay, I know that there's a pit somewhere. Around here. Yep. Jumping down into the pit is basically the way forward. I'm just gonna go and ignore that for the moment, because I do need to go and collect a thing that is behind a couple of doors around here. Let me go and switch weapons. I've been using this one for a little bit. We also have the Mirror Greatsword, which is... We're gonna take a look. 167. A little bit better in scaling. You also have this one, which has 181, which is not really good enough. It also has like 20 durability. I also, as you can quickly see, I got the Old Mirror Greatsword, which is one of the rarest weapons in the game. It does not look any different from the Mirror Greatsword, except for the fact that it's old, and even worse. It doesn't do as much damage, and it has a lot less durability. It's just a thing for bragging rights, basically. Or maybe you're a madman like me and want to collect all the dexterity weapons. Right. I know that there's a switch around here, yep. I almost stood on the switch, actually. Let me go and activate it. And not kill you, wow. You are one hell of a lucky dude. That is... Oh, wow, I actually never noticed. Wow, I never noticed that. Never noticed that this is the strong attack. It's like the Ultra Greatsword strong attack. Interesting. I'm gonna watch out, because I do not want to get shish kebab. Hello. Let me just go and get behind you and hit you with big old strong attacks. So the switch that I hit all the way in the back of one of the earlier hallways, if you hit that switch, it will open up this door, revealing the Puzzling Stone Sword, which is one of the weapons that I needed. One of the 3 weapons. It's feeling nice that I don't have to grind for any weapons in this DLC. In the Frozen Ilium Lois, I'm gonna have to do quite a sizable amount of grinding though. And the same in the... well, I don't know quite yet in the Iron King DLC. We'll just have to see. Right, of course. You have this room down here, which will... I have no idea what's in there, but I don't really care too much about it either. It's a little bit too much of a pain in the butt. Okay, now this is the room that I was talking about earlier, where you have to ignore a lot of enemies. Well, you don't have to, you can also try to kill them, but it's not gonna end well. Okay. You stupid bitch. You're going back off, because otherwise you're gonna do something very annoying. You have this guy over here, I'm just gonna go and ignore that guy. And here comes the interesting part. Welcome to the room filled with statues. And also, you know, ghosts. So this is the room where all of these guys have their statues placed. And I'm gonna have to destroy them, otherwise I won't be able to destroy the enemy. The thing you can do, however, is lure these guys into a hole. You can make them fall into this big gap in the floor. God damn it. Okay, that's not the attack that I was hoping for. Ouch. Let me go and heal up. One of them fell into the hole. There was one more, I think, that I missed. Yep. There we go. Right? Or is there another one? Oh, it's another one over here. There we go. Yes! Dude just falls off. I love it. Okay, I'm going to stab you in the back. How much crit damage does this weapon do? If... like, it could also just do basic crit damage. No, it does do 120. Is that everything? No, that's... well, that's for most of the great swords. Sanctum Knight leggings. I'm going to drink something. Let's see, I thought there was another... Oh, okay, over there. Yeah. Got the Eternal Sanctum key, which is needed to continue in the DLC. And I got a Sanctum Knight helmet. You might be able to automatically get that, I have no idea. Alright. Hello. Miss it's me. Goodbye. There's still some enemies downstairs, which I will take care of in a moment. Oh boy. Kind of forgot about that one. Lloyd's Talismans, nice. Oh, that opens up this door. Which I think... Is it the way forward? Oh no, this is a shortcut, okay. There's a Sanctum dude. Kind of want to take care of the spikes if I can before I deal with all of you boys in here. Alright, of course, there's a switch on the... There's a switch on the roof. Did I just get hit by magic? Something hit me with magic. I missed. Because of course I did. Goodbye, friend. Human effigy. Maybe I should take care of that final Sanctum dude before I continue. And goodbye. 3 torches. Come on. If you want to get what's behind that thing, you'll have to stand on this ledge up here, and then you can shoot through the circles. You have to go down and then shoot again through the tiny circle, and so on and so forth. The item that's behind that door is a miracle. A pretty useful miracle, to be precise, but it's still just a miracle, and I do not need miracles. Not in this playthrough, in any case. There, we have another switch around here, which is going to unlock a pretty important little cubby hole. Have to go and jump over this thing. And then you can get yourself a bonfire. Right, Sanctum crossbow over here. Wasn't there a chest around here somewhere that I didn't get quite yet? I seem to remember there being a chest where you have to drop down. I think it's back there. Yep. Also have an itchy face. There we go. Let's see. Blood bite ring, okay. You know, it's really funny when you like remember something for a literal second, and then suddenly you're like, wait, what was I remembering? So yes, I remembered something and then forgot about it. It was pretty important, I think. Or, well, relatively important. Oh well. Also the key to the embedded, which is a weapon that I cannot upgrade. It's just a greatsword with some pretty decent dexterity scaling. Also a lot of crit. And this thing is actually used as a key to a certain thing, but I do not need that in any of the playthroughs really. I never really need it. So now I can use this weapon, even though it's not amazing. So I'm just gonna put that thing on the bench for the moment. I'm also gonna go and switch over to my lighter armor so that I can use that Zweihander. Fear a little bit. Let's see. This way. Let's go this way. To continue forth. I think I'm gonna get invaded over here. Yep. Jester Tamis. Hello. Yes, I know that you're the guy. And now it's time for the guy to get hit by big ol' sword. Ouch. Can I get behind you? I tried. Oh boy. Firestorm is bad. Firestorm is really bad in PvP. Bonk. This strategy is amazing though. Doing this attack constantly. It works really well against NPCs. Not particularly against real people, I think. I don't know. I haven't tried it. Okay, now we enter one of my least favorite areas in the game. Reason being is very simple. I hate these creatures because of the amount of grinding I needed to do in the strength playthrough from these creatures. These enemies have a pretty high chance of dropping Titanite slabs and also Petrified Dragon Bones, but they're also really annoying and they have some really bad attacks. They have very annoying hitboxes. They're just in general annoying to fight. Especially when you're, you know, playing with friggin' Covenant of Champions shenanigans. These guys are weak against bludgeoning damage and against dark damage, so stuff like the Vilstad Hammer is pretty dang good against these enemies. Aside from that, if you're not doing Covenant of Champions or New Game Plus, I think anything is fine against these enemies, really. It was usually that double stomping attack that they just did. That's the stuff that would like wombo combo me. Because he can do that attack twice, basically. Where he can do 4 stomping attacks in a row. And that would just wombo combo me and kill me. I will never do that again. Never in my life. Spent so much time doing that. And the best part is that it was always just a chance to get an item and not a guaranteed thing to get an item. Okay. So now I have now I have 1 weapon, I think, that I need, which is a puzzling stone sword. As an S scaling, I just noticed. This is actually my first freaking... It's my first straight sword of the game. That's interesting. I don't have enough upgrade materials, but that'll come eventually. After I'm done with the DLC... you know what? No, I think I'm gonna keep going through all of the DLCs, and then I'll start grinding in any of the DLCs to get to the weapons and to also upgrade the weapons and all that jazz. I don't want to deal with grinding when I'm going through the DLCs. Also, right now I remembered something that I was going to check out. There's a certain achievement that I haven't gotten quite yet. And it requires you to get all the bonfires. I need to go and talk to somebody. To go and talk to you.
Oh, you've met, of course. I was new. He was well, no, it's wait, were you take?
Okay, now the quest is done.
Wait, were you?
Or maybe I did finish the quest, and maybe I did get. I seem to remember they're missing a couple of achievements. And I thought this was one of them, but that is wrong. I know that Locative was one of them. Locative was definitely one of them. And then also getting all the pyromancies and sorceries and hexes and all that jazz. Oh well, I'll come back to this later. For the moment though, we are gonna go and just continue. I need to go over here. And I'm gonna stretch. Ooh. Blissful stretching. Hello, annoying dinosaur dude. Get over here. Okay, just not going to continue the attacks. You know what? At least I know how these enemies work now. After the amount of time that I spent grinding. At least that's something. I was really hoping you would die from that. Oh well. This is also the way that I got my souls in the original playthrough. But I feel like the dragons in the dragon area are more easy to fight. And they give me like 20k souls per kill, so I'm fine. Never have to grind these kind of penis-looking creatures. Yeah, when they fully erected themselves, they look like the male genitals. Everything okay, buddy? I don't think so. Goodbye. Let me go and kill this guy also. Why? Because I hate his face. I do feel like grinding these enemies when you were just doing normal no game stuff. This is what I mean. It's like the second stomp that would usually hit me. Just grinding these guys in no game is fine, but with the Covenant of Champions, it starts to become a real big pain in the butt. I think if you have hexes, it probably isn't that big of a deal because of their weakness to darkness. Or just any spells, really. But, well, yeah. As a melee build, not fun. I feel like using this Zweihander, actually. I just feel like using big weapons in Dark Souls games. It's fun. Dexterity weapons can also be fun, of course. I feel like everything can be fun in a certain way. Also really like using spells. The thing is, like, when you're using spells, you kind of have to have an entirely different mindset, though. Where you have to think more about going away and attacking at range instead of being in the enemy's face. So get ourselves the Drakeblood Greatsword, which is another one of the weapons that I needed. Is that just a normal greatsword? I think it is, right? Yeah. Also does lightning and magic damage. Not sure how useful it could be though. Let's go and hit the switch. And call forth the elevator. There we go. And up we go. I'm actually starting to become a little bit unsure if I'm gonna do the Hex and Pyromancy builds at the same time or not. If you're wondering if you go all the way up there, you can get a bonfire. Or no, you'll just be sent back to the beginning of the stage, which is then gonna lead you back to the first bonfire. I've really been thinking about whether or not I want to do the Pyromancy and Hex builds separated from each other or at the same time. Doing them at the same time would spare me some time, but then I won't be able to focus that much on specific things. I think if I do both of those at the same time, I won't be able to focus enough on the magic types, and I'll just find the best thing and just stick with the best thing. That way I also can't run into situations where I run into an enemy with a lot of freaking defense against a certain elemental stat. Which is not, like, I like dealing with that. So, wow, you definitely tried, buddy. I think there's a couple of Titanite lizards around here, right? Right, no, they're up there, I think. Yeah, I can see them. I can see it. Calling in the air tonight. Oh, Lord. Do I care about them, though? Oh, here they come. Oh, Lord. Are they coming? I got one of them. Faint Stone and Twinkling Titanite. I am not going to care about those. Not enough in any case. I have a grinding strategy, so I do not need to care too much about that. Now, where is this bonfire at again? There's a bonfire somewhere. A hidden bonfire. Now you just have to find it. There's also another Drakeblood. Wow, you did not get knocked down from my strong attack with my Ultra Greatsword. Yeah, these guys have a lot of poison. And they also fat roll because their armor weighs too much for them to carry. Which I like quite a lot. Oh, yep. You don't have to jump, but I like the jump. I like the jump. I think this is where the bonfire is, yeah. There are messages everywhere, so this is where the bonfire is. The bonfire. So, I think we've reached our beautiful end of the episode. And then next episode, my friends, we're gonna go and deal with... I think we're gonna begin by dealing with the Path of the Dead. Or, I think it's called the Path of the Dead. The co-op area, basically. Gonna begin with that entire debacle because it's annoying and I kind of want to finish it. And then we'll go straight over to the end of the DLC. Because yes, we're pretty damn close to the end of the DLC. It's also because I'm not ridiculously going out of my way to collect everything. So, otherwise, if you really are going out of your way to get everything, then you'll probably be spending a little bit more time over here. I also know perfectly where I need to go. Alright, my friends, goodbye.